Stop using AI agents that are trapped in a simple static chat box. Seriously, while tools like OpenClaw and Hermes are undoubtedly powerful, let's be honest, they often feel a bit too technical, a little fragile, and they completely lack a real visual home for your actual work. Today, we're exploring a massive, and I mean massive, paradigm shift in how we interact with artificial intelligence in this explainer. We're finally moving away from those old-school back-end bots and looking at an agent that actually builds its own interface in real time right in front of your eyes. It's called Space Agent, and it is completely redefining the AI workspace.
Here's our roadmap for the explainer today. We'll quickly cover the AI workspace evolution, effortless setup and installation, building your custom workspace, time travel and recovery, privacy and local execution, and finally, transform your workflow today.
Okay, let's dive into Section 1, the AI workspace evolution.
Think about traditional AI agents for a second. While platforms like OpenClaw and Hermes are incredibly capable under the hood, they honestly feel pretty fragile. They live stuck in a back-end terminal or a basic chat window. Every single time you ask them to do a task, it's just another disposable text response. There's no permanence, no visual home for the work you're doing. But then enter Space Agent. This tool operates entirely in your front-end browser. It doesn't just talk to you. It actually writes and executes JavaScript on the fly to reshape its own interface. It's building you a permanent, highly visual workspace while you chat with it.
There's a great quote from the creator, Jan Tomaszek, who, by the way, is also the brilliant mind behind Agent Zero. He points out that typical agents are totally limited by the interface they live in, whether that's WhatsApp or some static web UI. But since Space Agent runs client-side, the agent can actually mutate the page it's displayed on. When you ask it to show you a data chart, it doesn't just give you a link, it literally draws the window, plots the data, and renders the user interface directly on your page. The AI agent itself is the product surface.
Moving right along to Section 2, effortless setup and installation.
You might be wondering how hard this is to get running. Well, getting started is literally effortless. You have 3 distinct paths to choose from. Path 1 is the web version. You just visit spaceagent.ai, click the Guest Account button, and plug in your API key from a provider like OpenRouter. No setup, just bring a modern browser like Chrome or Edge. Path 2 is the desktop app. You simply download a single bundled native app from their GitHub for Windows, macOS, or Linux, completely avoiding complex terminal setups. And Path 3, for the power users and enterprise IT teams out there, is the local server. You can self-host the whole thing using a lightweight Node.js backend. This is absolutely perfect for multi-user teams who demand total privacy.
Now for the really fun stuff. Section 3, building your custom workspace.
So once you're inside your space, the magic happens by just typing in plain English. You can ask for a weather dashboard, or maybe a Pomodoro timer to help you focus. Need to track projects? Just ask for a Trello-style Kanban board. You can request a Notes app with full folder management, or a multi-time zone analog clock if you're managing a remote global team. You can pull live stock charts for companies like Apple or Google. Someone even asked it to build a playable snake game right inside the workspace, and no joke, it worked perfectly. And the best part? Because the widget is saved as a render function in your browser's virtual file system, it stays exactly where you left it even if you accidentally hit refresh.
Now, we all know running cutting-edge AI models can get pretty expensive, so token efficiency is absolutely crucial. Traditional agents rely on this bulky JSON tool calling, which eats up massive amounts of tokens and, frankly, costs a fortune over time. Space Agent totally flips the script. It uses plain text with inline JavaScript execution. It doesn't need all that special JSON formatting. Just to put that into perspective, in one test, building and modifying a complete multi-time zone clock widget took a mere 7,000 tokens. It is remarkably cheap and just blistering fast.
And that wild efficiency actually extends to how it browses the internet for you. Space Agent uses a very clever technique called DOM transcription. Instead of trying to load a massive, heavy, complex HTML file directly into the AI's memory, which would instantly blow up your token budget, it transcribes the web page into a highly simplified, numbered list. So the AI just reads something like button 25 or input field 12. This allows it to browse Google, click links, and do heavy research for you for just a few thousand tokens. Plus, if it hits a CAPTCHA, it doesn't break. It simply pauses, lets you, the human, click the crosswalks or traffic lights, and then right back to work it goes. It's such a smart human-in-the-loop design.
Which brings us to Section 4, time travel and recovery.
Okay, so what happens when things go wrong? Because let's face it, experimenting with AI can sometimes break things. Well, behind the scenes, Space Agent automatically tracks every single change you make in a Git repository. If you ask the AI to update your Kanban board and it accidentally totally mangles the layout, there's zero need to panic or spend an hour debugging code.
You just use the time travel feature. Click a button and you instantly roll back your workspace to exactly how it looked 10 minutes ago. It completely removes the hesitation or fear out of experimenting.
But you might be thinking, what if I really break it? Like, what if the AI writes a piece of JavaScript that completely crashes the visual interface and you can't even see the time travel button anymore? That is exactly where admin mode comes in. Admin mode is this isolated, highly stable control plane that opens up in a split view. Even if your custom UI is totally destroyed, admin mode will still load up cleanly, allowing you to chat with the agent and tell it to fix the framework or revert the files from the outside. It is the ultimate failsafe.
Let's look at Section 5, Privacy and Local Execution.
Privacy isn't just an afterthought here, it's a core feature. Space Agent executes 100% client-side, right in your own JavaScript runtime. That means your sensitive project files, your private notes, your API keys, they never, ever leave your local device to sit on some mysterious corporate cloud server. Plus, because the entire project is open source, the community is always there to verify its security. And if you have a beefy computer with web GPU support, you don't even need to use an external API at all. You can run local AI models like Gemma 4 directly on your own hardware for total off-the-grid privacy.
And finally, Section 6, transform your workflow today. So let's quickly recap what we've learned. Space Agent really is the next evolutionary leap for the AI workspace. It finally escapes that limiting traditional chat box. It literally writes and executes user interface elements in real time to build the exact customized tools you ask for. It manages to do all of this while remaining incredibly token efficient, saving you serious money. It provides an amazing fail-safe time travel system so you never permanently break your workspace. And best of all, it's completely free and open source, evolving every single day thanks to an incredibly passionate developer community.
This is a tool that brings the absolute flexibility of coding to the straightforward simplicity of an everyday conversation. So are you ready to transform your workflow? Check out the links in the description to try Space Agent right now. And if you found this explainer helpful, please hit that like button, share it with your team, and drop a comment below letting us know what custom widget would you build first in your space. Thanks so much for joining me.